It's time to face the facts. San Francisco is a complete thole. Literally. The streets are full of human poop. They're also full of crime, homeless people, trash, and used needles from drug addicts that are actually supported, not prosecuted, by the government. See, those used needles all over the place in San Francisco were bought with taxpayers' money and handed out for free to illegal drug abusers so that they don't get AIDS. Yeah, we know. It's completely ridiculous. Liberals have taken over San Francisco and completely run it into the ground with their just plain stupid policies. The city is anarchic, disgusting, and dangerous. And, all the while, Nancy Pelosi sits in her gated mansion watching her city burn and calling Trump the villain. Congratulations, Nancy Pelosi. You're really doing a bang-up job in your district. Check out this graph shared by Tom Nelson on Twitter of the rising human feces incidents by year in San Francisco. Pooping on the streets seems to be a growing trend in San Francisco. The numbers are likely to keep rising in 2019, with 75 cases of human crap on the streets being reported on a daily basis. San Francisco residents, the correct number of human feces incidents per year should be 0. Stop acting like animals. Is it that hard to find a restroom to use in the city? Well, I suppose it would be if you're all high on meth or heroin. Which brings us to the used needles. They're everywhere. As shown in this video shared by Jack Posobiec on Twitter, San Francisco is completely out of control. Pelosi needs to stop criticizing Trump and get the plank out of her own eye. The government ruling SF better set their priorities straight and clean up the city before its citizens are forced to wade waist-high in SHT to get anywhere. But I guess, the crap on the streets is only a reflection of the liberal government's own BS. As above, so below. Fox News has more details about the liberal dystopia that is San Francisco. San Francisco is earning a growing reputation for more than just its unmatched tech sector. For critics, the city stands as a profound example of the damage ultra-liberal policies can do. After 20 years of envelope-pushing changes to grow government and ease law enforcement, the once shining city by the bay has turned into a place where there's a very tolerant attitude. You can very much do anything on the streets you want, said Mark Yoffa, director of research at the California Policy Center think tank. As members of a civilized society, there are things you should not accept. But we have ignored that, and there is nobody on the other side setting limits. San Francisco's lax attitude is nothing new and has served as a beacon for the American counterculture dating back to the Beat generation, but the city's embrace decades ago of free love and drugs has morphed into something else. Even so, it doesn't seem that the SF government has any intention of fixing things. In their delusional world, the biggest problem is Trump. Check out what Fox News had to say about SF Democrat Rep. David Chu's attitude regarding the multitude of issues his city is facing. Local officials defend their sanctuary policies as critical for the thousands of undocumented people who live there. And they contend the city as a whole, with its iconic landmarks and top-notch dining and steep surreal streetscapes shrouded in fog, has not lost its luster. San Francisco is a world-class city with tremendous natural beauty and diverse progressive residents, said Democratic State Rep. David Chu, of San Francisco. We value inclusiveness and innovation, which is why so many social justice movements and tech companies have started here. We must be doing something right when 25 million visitors came last year and our economy is thriving. Despite $9 billion in tourism revenue and $4 billion in tax revenue last year, San Francisco faces a perennial budget deficit in the billions factoring in generous pension costs, the San Francisco Chronicle reported. The city, meanwhile, is proposing to spend $5 million on lawyers to defend illegal immigrants against Trump's push to deport criminals. This doesn't take into account the tax dollars Trump is threatening to withhold if the city doesn't comply. No one here wants to see the Trump administration rip apart our families and deport our neighbors, Chu said. He says every San Francisco lawmaker is dedicated to solving its problems. It's unfair to just say this is a San Francisco thing, Chu said. These are the same issues across the state and the nation. We hate to break it to you, Mr. Chu, but no, not every city breaks records on human feces incidents, gives out needles to its drug abusers, and refuses to prosecute crime. Your inclusive, innovative liberal policies have taken a once thriving city and turned it into a slum. You're living in a delusion if you think San Francisco's biggest problem is Trump's policy on deporting illegal immigrants. But hey, I guess we can't expect any better from the Democrat Party. You might like previous post previous next post next let's block ads. Why?